How's it going, guys? This is a Benjamin Titan GP air rifle, 22 caliber. It's a break barrel. Got this as a Christmas gift 6 or 7 years ago. Never shot it a whole lot, mainly because I had a hard time getting accuracy out of it because of the trigger, which I really don't like on it. It's not a real heavy trigger or gritty or anything like that, but it's just an extremely long trigger pull with no, there's no detectable take up where you can, pull it and you can tell when it's, when it's at the end of its travel, and if you pull it any further, it's going to go off. I hear people say sometimes, you see it on videos, sometimes in letters that people write into gun magazines and stuff about how a good trigger will surprise you when it goes off. Well, personally, I don't like to be surprised by guns going off. I like a clean, crisp trigger. Doesn't even have to be real light. But anyways, there's another factor with these guns that could also be contributing to the lack of accuracy that I've had with it, which has to do with the recoil of the gun, which sounds kind of bizarre in an air rifle. You don't really think of them as having recoil. Thing is that piston, which generates the air pressure, when that piston goes forward, these guns, whether they be nitro piston or springers, they just have a very odd sort of recoil that you don't feel a lot, but if you don't put the right scope on it, it'll tear a scope right up. For one thing, you can take a scope off of a 30-06 and put it on one of these break barrel air guns, and it'll wear it out very quickly from the vibration. And the peculiar type of recoil that it has also affects accuracy, because that piston goes forward and actually causes the gun to recoil forward first and then it backwards. And apparently if you try to hold on to the gun really tightly to keep it from moving like you would with a firearm, it basically causes, I guess, the barrel to move around or something and throws accuracy off. And evidently, as I've just kind of started looking into last night, I saw some things about this on YouTube videos and I was reading about it. The people that shoot these guns well, these break barrel type of guns, use a type of a hold that they call the artillery hold. And it's a metaphor basically to, if you think of a modern artillery piece, when it fires, it recoils, and that barrel goes backwards and recoils into the carriage of the artillery piece, but the carriage itself doesn't really move. And I guess the idea is, when you're shooting one of these, you want to sort of become the carriage. And the explanations of how all of this work, and other people can explain it better than I can, sometimes sounds kind of counterintuitive to me. But apparently that's, you want to hold it in such a way as to just let the gun recoil, and not move yourself. And apparently that produces much better accuracy with these particular types of guns. So what I'm going to do to try this out is I'm going to fire a group or two with this thing, holding it the way I normally would, same way I would shoot a 22 rifle or something, or a pneumatic air rifle. And then I'll do my best to try this artillery hold method and shoot some groups like that and see if I can detect a difference. I lost count of my shots. I'll do one more. I think that'll be 5. Alright, let's go check the target. One in the black and one just touching it. This is an old 50-foot rifle target. I'm actually shooting from 60 feet. Alright, now I'll try a group using as best I can the so-called artillery hold. Basically let the gun recoil as much as it wants to while still trying to hold it on target, and see if that makes a difference on accuracy. I feel like I pulled that one to the side. I'll do 6 shots. Definitely takes getting used to. I have to fight my instinct to hold it as tight and stable as possible. I'll do one more. This might make it 7, I'm not sure. Lost count again. All right. Well, shockingly enough, I think it actually did tighten that group up a little bit. It seems to be, not by a huge amount, but I mean, trying to shoot that way didn't feel good at all to me. I felt like my shots were going all over the place. I thought it was going to be worse. And I guess that was 6 shots, unless I got lucky and one-holed a couple of them. But there's that group, and there's that group, and that looks a little tighter, a little more consistent to me. And like I said, I don't know if you could hear me, but I had to, the whole time I was fighting my instinct to hang on to that rifle like it was a 22 or a centerfire rifle. It felt like it was less stable, you know, trying to, you know, this so-called artillery hold. But it looks like it did improve it slightly, and I'm sure that with practice and you know, becoming more proficient at it, it would make more of a difference. Here's another group, maybe a little bit better. I definitely pulled a couple of those shots a little bit, but we got 3 there right in the black. And I could tell when I shot those ones because it felt good and I got that trigger to break right where I wanted it, which, as I was saying, is pretty tough to do on this rifle. Really doesn't look like a huge improvement from the first group to the other ones, but definitely a slight improvement. And this one would have been better if I didn't pull the crosshairs off to the side a little bit on them. You know, you can feel it when a shot is real good or real bad, and a couple of them were real good and a couple of them were real bad on that particular group. But I'd say the artillery hold is definitely something worth practicing with the piston gun. And I was shooting Premier hollow point pellets. Pretty sure these are 14.3 grain. The only pellets I shot out of this gun. Only 22 caliber pellets I've got on hand. And it's a center point scope that came with the rifle. I think it's a 4-power. I don't even remember if it's a variable power or not. I don't think so. But I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Probably have some more airgun videos in the future.